Welcome to the Bigger Picture Podcast. This is Alex, and we have Danny here. The subject today is Are Vaccines Really Worth It? Part 2. Merry Christmas, you're evicted. And what that means...
Yay, the government's kicking you out. It's so great. It's so great, man. I'm so excited that everyone's going to be, kicked out of their homes in the middle of a pandemic.
Oh, man, middle of pandemic and middle of winter. Winter soldier. Winter warrant.
And low key, right? Like flu season is at its worst during like December and like January, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's outside.
Yeah, man.
Population control.
They just can't handle the energies, bro. They can't handle the humans just chilling. It disturbs them.
What they're showing is that they're actually afraid of us, bro.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, if you're not that intimidated by competition, you wouldn't worry about like other people like joining in the mix.
Yeah.
You're that scared of us, therefore you have to control, this entire thing of releasing a virus, shutting down businesses, keeping everyone in their homes, getting everyone scared, fear-mongering about presidential elections. Like, otherwise, like, if you know you're in power, you have no reason to fear the people unless you know that you're doing some fuck shit.
Yeah, that's why, like, right now I had this conversation with this, the rehabilitation. And, I just told them, I'm working a temporary holiday job. It's not, permanent. And they're like, oh, did you tell this and this and that? And I'm like, hey, I'm just fucking doing what I have to do. I'm like, what the, like, I just barely got this shit. Like, why are you, like, that's why I don't understand how the system works. It's like the second they barely give you whatever the fuck they can give you. The second you get a little something, they're quick to, like, they want you to fucking report it right away. After it took them literally a year to process this application, they want to be so fucking antsy on, oh, you're working? Okay, let it report. And then they're gonna be like this as soon as you report, like, it doesn't make any sense. It's crazy. They don't want you to fucking get over anything. They want you to stay at the very, like, it's like anytime they think you're gonna save or get over or like have some space to they get creative and do other things and be a real producer, they want to crush that opportunity at a given point because they just want to, that's just it's crazy. But God, I can see why this, like, the state of this country, that, like, how things are, it's just in line with what, like, God, like, kind of like. Because God is abundant, man. God gives us life every day. We're over here floating on this planet, freely, getting life and all kinds of stuff. So it's just crazy how, this government or the system is quick to be so, like, God's giving you everything, and yet you're still trying to be, like, you're not going to give that freedom or that leverage to let, your people to kind of, like, grow or, to put the roots in. To have that opportunity. I don't know. I'm just,
Yeah. The question then becomes, if it was such a deadly disease, why was it almost like, I don't necessarily know how to describe it, but it's like you're doing everything you can to just keep talking about it. You don't actually want to do anything.
Yeah, because that's how it is. And then even if it was that extreme, I mean, like I said, like, there's deaths from people drinking and driving, yet we still sell alcohol. We still push that. Like, how easily could it be just to shut down? Like, why does everyone else have to shut down their business, and we can't just shut down the alcohol business and just shut them down? I don't understand.
Why is Amazon still in business? There's a warehouse full of like 600 employees.
Yeah.
But the fucking, the coffee shop down the street only has like 4 people working in there. Fucking everyone's like within like enough space of each other. You're telling me that business has to get shut down because of health reasons, whatever. But, Amazon, CVS, Walgreens, it almost seems like it's only these guys are okay, everyone else is iced out.
Yeah. Indeed.
But I guess like continuing from last ones, are vaccines safe? Um, Medicine is always good. I'm glad that we have technology that we can find microbacteria and we can examine things at a more scientific level. And who really thinks, though, that just wearing a mask and staying away from people is medicine? That's not doing anything. And these people are acting like they're so serious, like they
There's
really have an answer, like just
it's
stay away from people.
it's actually making us weaker because we need to be around people just for that, so we can build up our immunity with each other. Like have that create. The more we're isolated, the more we're going to be alienated, the more we're going to be vulnerable and sensitive to other people. And it's the opposite. People may think it's like that, but now it's like the more you're actually around it, like in good reason, the more you're gonna have a natural. Like that's what my way of how I see. Because even me, like I used to be around a lot of people, and yeah, I feel like when you have that balance of taking care of yourself at the same time, it's like you kind of, yeah, it's like even or I'll put it this way, like when I was younger, I didn't hang out with a lot of people, so and I was like always inside, so I got sick a lot, and then I noticed other kids that are always like out and about doing things, like kids who were like that were always like more athletic or they weren't as sick because like they put themselves out there. I don't know. That's what I see it as.
There's value in the both sides of the equation that you're supposed to introduce your kid to all types of bacteria, so that they can get used to it, versus I want to keep my kids safe for first couple of years because they got to build up their immunity. Either way, it's all gravy, but you have to be building up your kids' immunity with good food if you're going to keep them inside.
Yeah.
And you also have to do the same thing outside. Teach your kid to eat right. Don't just assume that he's going to be, or don't encourage the Fritos and the donut holes. Don't do that. Teach everyone to eat healthy, be around positive energy, whatever, play sports, all that shit. And then
yeah, man, I'm just gonna brainwash my kid to just like fruits and stuff with that chocolate stuff. That's chocolate.
I'm gonna brainwash my kid to like fruit.
Or like vegetables, they like the colors. Each like I'll just point out like, look, the grapes, the purple grapes are for your psychic abilities. So it's gonna help you have, and like the purple chakra represents like your psyche intuition, and like the blue, and I go like the yellow solar. Just talk about bananas or like not bananas or like fucking lemons. Say it's like, oh, this is gonna help you with like your happiness or some shit. I don't know. Like I'll make it like a game or something, because like for me, if I had known that as like a kid, like had that type of, I think I would have like appreciated a lot more like I do now, because you take things for granted as a kid. Like you see all this stuff, you don't know the make of it, but if you make sense of things and how you want to, because I remember as a kid I'd always wanted him to get better at things too, so you got to establish that want and the reason why they want to do better.
Or you could do that like Clockwork Orange thing where you strap your kid to a chair, glue their eyeballs like wide open, and then feed them like eat vegetables, eat fruit. You like brainwash your kid like technically fruits and vegetables. They have to tell you they're not even that good for you, bro. But you were just brainwashed as a kid. That's exactly what you're gonna do, bro. Just brainwash your kid into exercise. Trust me, it's not because exercising is good for you. I'm trying to like control you and fucking manipulate you into health.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
Like whoever thought of but who thinks that just sitting you down and just having some person just shoot something into you and then sending you on your way? How is that like? Does anyone really think that that's just like that's it? Like so there's no diet? Do you not want me to do anything? Is there? You just want me to wait until you're just shooting something into my arm and that's it? There's got to be some fuckery with that, dude.
Yeah, bro. It's just like they created a problem, and then they have something they wanted to give you initially. So they gave you. This is the reason why they've been trying to. Because like I said, I feel like the humans, the generations, I feel like we change genetically and we adapt to the world, and I feel like I think if you're strong and you're vibrant, I think they envy that and they want to tamper with the genetics, so you won't keep producing genetic, like it's just like a they're trying to capping out our DNA. They're trying to cap out our potential, okay, cap out our creativity. That's why like the vaccines push on you know as people of colors, people not. The thing is we're not color. The thing is we're just human, and so from a different part of the world. So they did that. They put the vaccines, and a lot of people got like like the kids, black kids. They got or the African, American. I mean, like I'm not saying American. Like I don't like these terms, bro. Like I don't even like because it's like it's using the this established world that took over to conquer, and I'm using what they call I don't want to. It's like we should have our own truths of how we identify things, like in the terms, because I'm not. It's like when I reinforce that, it's like it's almost I'm reinforcing that type of like that agenda, like that world, that perception, I guess. And so, but yeah, that's what they did, and a lot of kids got like ADD, like high percentages of having these issues, and other kids, it's not a coincidence. They do studies. They had the freedom to kill and take people, like all of just do all this research to get it down to where they know exactly what's going to affect them, and so and who is not going to affect. So who knows, like all this stuff, this time they have to study all this stuff.
I mean, the question then becomes, dude, like if we're like, okay, so I don't know, I guess like Native Americans and deep African tribes or whatever you want to call it, like everyone's got their own function in the society, in the tribe, whatever. It's like nobody was eating donuts back then. Like there was no like weird chemicals, like there's no chemtrails going on.
Yeah.
Like there was no ADD back then, bro.
Yeah. That's the thing. The second they started getting into like the chemistry and tampering with the microscopic world, or the world that we can't really see, that's when things started to like make ripple effect from them trying to tap into this, the small reality of what's our reality is built on. So the more they got interested in that, the more it rippled effect with everything else. So that's just what it is. And
yeah, suddenly every single kid has ADD around what, like the 70s or the 80s or something, and then by the time like we're growing up in like you're 6 years old in 1999, and you're like like 11, 12 years old in like the early 2000s, like everyone's just got ADD. Just like everyone's on Ritalin, everyone's on Adderall, everyone's pretty much doing meth because there's meth and Adderall. Like, does anyone not see that this is going to lead to a problem? Like, you wonder why everyone claims that they have anxiety, and everyone's got like 14 different medications that they're on and shit, and yet you're the weirdo for not taking the vaccine. You're the one with problems, bro. See, I'm the one who's hopped up on 14 pills, but no, you're the weird one. You're the guy who's got to be ostracized from society. Yeah. It's sure, fine. A vaccine's gonna work, bro. Congratulations. Merry Christmas. You're still gonna be evicted from your house.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't pay the rent, there's back rent, all that shit, dude. Like,
yeah, because it's
$1,200.
Yeah, because they're it's like what is it called? It doesn't give you an excuse not to. You got to figure some way to keep it's just like you're still going to be hit with the consequences of not keeping up with these things that we have. So it's just like so the people that are not like so that's just what it is.
You keep on fixing your car, that's great, but then you keep on driving recklessly. Then it's like, I guess the mechanic loves that kind of customer, right? Because, you're just a dumbass and you don't know how to keep on maintaining your car. You should only see the mechanic like once every 5 years. Because you're a good driver, you maintain your car, you know how to, change your own oil, you can change tires and shit. You should only really go see the guy when like your car is so clunked out that you have to go send it, to the guy. But if you're there like almost every week and shit, like, yeah, no shit, he likes you. You keep on spending money there, but like, yeah, you're there at the doctor's office just to keep on getting more Ritalin, or isopropofol, or whatever the pill needs to be, dude. Who cares?
Yeah.
Ask your doctor if this is right for you. Like,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, to get any of these drugs are just like easy. You just go in there. I remember when I called in. I remember I was looking at this grocery store's Slave Mart. We called it Slave Mart, and
nah.
but yeah, I remember I didn't. I remember I made an excuse not to go. I forgot what it was, but I went to like a health clinic and I told them like I wasn't trying to I needed a doctor's note, for not to go in. And so she gave me like the I don't know. She just gave me like the Xanax bars for like just going in there, and then yeah, I took one of those, and I noticed that night I had this like weird dream where I was chasing this like little 2D like shadow looking entity, and I had like this like ray gun that like traps him until I shot it, and then like it was hostile, and like my brother-in-law was in my dream too, and like me and him were both actually trying to chase it, and it was weird because I told my brother-in-law about that dream. And supposedly he said he had the same dream, like the same type of vibe in his dream. We're chasing down a spirit that was, and then the next thing you know, he went to Irvine. I think was it that time? I think it was that night. He was in Irvine actually when it happened, and then I was in Fresno, and then so he had it, and then inside of his room, that's where he seen that shadow thing on the wall. And it looked like a almost like a scientist, like a doctor, like in a different realm, like reality, looking at him. And then like it flew by, and then like he felt like a heat, like anger, pretty much from this presence. And so, and then later on that day, he said he was at the Irvine Spectrum, and in the sky, like that, like the Elon Musk, supposedly those rockets, and how they look kind of like fucking bizarre and shit. That same thing was happening that day. It looked like it was like slicing it looked like a dimension that was opening up. It looked weird from the footage. But yeah, it could have been like that rocket or whatever, but still, like a lot of weird stuff were going on, and like it just seemed like when I took that Xanax bar, it put me in a different state of being or state of conscious or awareness. So it's just like I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it seemed to have a collective conscious connection to other people that I know. Like I'm aware of people's like it's weird. Like my memory is able to, or my connections with people, we're still able to communicate or have these same simultaneously experiences, even though like I'm the one consuming this thing, and somehow it affects them too. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Some fringe
Well, that's
shit.
what they're doing, though, dude. Occupy Mars is only for the billionaires. See, what they're doing is they're low key telling you, they're low key telling you that, like, meanwhile, the Earth is about to blow up, or we're all about to go into some chaos, and see ya. We're gonna go to Mars. That's what they're doing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They actually don't care necessarily that you guys are gonna be out here, struggling, evicted here. You keep your house for a couple more months. They don't care, bro. They're out. They're out here.
Yeah.
They're gonna be gone.
Yeah. Yeah, man, they're just stripping the earth as much as they can and changing it, and then they're gonna try to go to another. Supposedly, they're super Earths. Using that stupid shit. That shit. Like, yeah.
Sure, congratulations. They're super Earths. Like it's, Meanwhile, it's like, what it is. You're just revealing that, again. You just don't know how to take a L, bro. People are so hyped up on like their own ego. They have to constantly be winning. Yeah. And then suddenly when something happens, they bail the fuck out and they go to Mars. It's like, no, dude. Stay right here. Take the L and let's go. Let's rebuild this shit. But of course, they don't care about you.
Yeah.
They don't care that you're dying, that you're in risk of getting, the world's deadliest disease. The only reason why they care is because Tom Hanks got it before Skid Row did. Now suddenly it's a national crisis, because if you got it first, and it's let's say Anderson Cooper right now got it, like as far as like the elites or whatever, let's say they got it right now. What would be happening is that they'd be telling you that it was your fault.
Yeah.
But now that technically they got it first, they can't spin it that it's your fault. They got to like kind of spin it in this like, oh, well, we're going to distract with wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, is Trump supporting, and you can see that it's just a TV show for them, because they ultimately do not care.
Yeah.
Donald Trump beat coronavirus because he's got the greatest doctors around him. It's not just that you can beat it by, eating healthy and whatever. That's easy. That's the first part. But he's got doctors with him 100%, bro. You don't think he's going to get the cure for, the vaccine right away? Come on.
Yeah, bro.
And then he's walking around like, "Oh, I beat it." Like,
Yeah.
shut up, bro.
Yeah, so they look at solutions with the cheapest things possible to use for the masses. And so
But you have to spend hundreds of millions of dollars, bro.
Yeah.
They have to spend the cheapest. You have to spend the most expensive thing.
Yeah. So that's
how it works.
They get these cheap materials, and while the other people get the top specialized healing treatments, everyone else gets this shit that's just kind of like who knows. Who knows? Each one is different because nothing's the same, and whatever the shit they're using to produce these things, who knows? It's not gonna be consistent. They're not. Yeah, mankind is just too fucking twisted to get things consistent.
Yeah, let me show you this like little article that I found. Screen share, bro. Low key. Hold on, I gotta find it real quick. But fucking basically, Australia is already getting rid of their research. They already spent $750 million worth of research, and the first trial vaccines already gave people positive HIV.
Yeah.
Hold on. HIV. Well, technically false positives, but still, like they're looking at it that the vaccine, sure, it gets rid of COVID, but for some reason the strain of HIV comes through, and it's weird. And then they're like, oh no, hold on, we got to go right back into research with this thing. Yeah, check this out. Yeah, The Guardian and Reuters. Here, I'll send you both. I'll send you both links. Because Reuters is good and The Guardian is good. And, they got some good stuff here and there. I never go into like any CNN shit. Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Let's see. This thing.
They told you that. Mm-hmm.
No, I was just thinking about so many other people out here that just are not conscious of their selves, of their bodies, how much they're going to be at a disadvantage when they're dealing with some shit their body's not familiar with. It's like if you're a person that's sensitive of yourself and you're aware of the changes in this, in your chemistry, that's good because you'll have the intuition and the mindset to do something like right away. Some people just like. Something will happen, the shit will happen in their body, they'll neglect that feeling, and then that's when they end up with these illnesses. I feel like that's the thing. People just need to be more, connected to themselves, exercising and doing what they have to do to feel, at least like mindful of their body. At least like you can't like, you've seen those people that look like they just got. They're just not really there. Even myself, I don't like to be in that state. That's why I was trying to get on that workout today. But that's something I'm still gonna do today. You know what I'm saying?
No homo, dude. You look great, bro.
It's not about looking. It's about just feeling like I can go through some shit and still get out through the other side of it.
At this point, people that get into like road rage and whatnot, it's like you almost have to like just stop whatever's going on and just let them know, dude, I get that you're angry at someone. You're not angry at me. Go find whoever you're angry at and go yell at them. I don't have time to be dealing with like you're just too much of a pussy to not go up to the real person you're angry at. Yeah. You're angry at the government. You're angry at the people that are kicking you out. Your job just shut you down. The world governments are doing this and that. Get angry at them. Don't suddenly I'm standing too close to you at Walmart, and now you're gonna make it like a big thing that like everyone's got to get in on this thing that I'm standing too close to you. It's like, bro, I'm sorry, do you have like a father that you want to go yell at real quick? Because I can hear the projection. Like, I know you're not actually yelling at me. You're yelling at someone else, but like, it's getting to that point, dude. Like, it's not that I don't take people seriously. It's like, I just know that you're not angry at me personally. So why don't we just cut the bullshit? Go yell at whoever you're mad at.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know if you see on here the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
So Australia
Yeah, they were
halts
doing research, so sure. Go ahead.
I'm saying Australia halts local COVID-19 vaccine development due to false HIV positives.
Technically, it's a false positive, right? So it's not necessarily that people are getting HIV based on this vaccine, but why is it that the strain of HIV is somehow weirdly present in you after you're getting this vaccine? I thought COVID is not AIDS. Like, wait a minute, what are you guys doing
Yeah,
to me?
like I don't understand. Like I don't understand. Like yeah, like that virus or that strain or whatever the compound that makes up HIV. How did that even get involved? Like, isn't that fucking like yeah? How does that very specific thing or disease get mixed up in this supposedly new thing? Like I don't understand. How does that realm work? Or it just doesn't make any. It's just stupid.
But then you start, then what's it called? Joe Biden just did I guess like a press conference this morning, I guess, and he was just talking about like his first 100 days, whatever the first things he wants to do, executive order, whatever. The point is, he was saying, what's it called? That in the first 100 days we're going to be, the mask mandate, whatever, please, keep on doing because we want to open up schools within the first 100 days, and we're going to be giving out 100. What do you say? 100 million. Yeah, I say like 100 million mandatory or like mandated vaccine shots.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, bro, they're already rolling this thing out like it's nothing, dude.
Yeah.
And you still think this isn't a movie.
Yeah, bro. I was watching the football the stadium. I forgot his name, but he's like one of the fucking, those NFL guys. And so, yeah, they had it all planned out. Like, oh, if we want fans to come back, we're gonna have to have this app here. We have shows whether or not if you receive the vaccine. So they're already preparing, like they want to make this thing like this game, like this world, some weird shit, some like and these people that are privileged or like they actually that's why I see it like it's for a world of like people that actually have the time that really support these like sports, these entertainments, like they're trying to keep that same I think that's just what it is. They're trying to get just those types of people to live, and then everyone else that just doesn't really do that. That's what they're trying to like remove because that's that same type of entertainment. Like in Rome, the Colosseums, you see all the stadium, all that has fallen. So it's just like it's that same type of control agenda. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that same mass that they're looking for, that obedient type of thing that they're just constantly going to be a part of this thing. So that's just how I see it. And people that are willing to do that.
That's exactly right, bro.
They do whatever they can to stay in this fucking thing. That's what they were trying to do. It's just like it's crazy.
Man, that's exactly right, dude.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going on, bro. It's like, so in the microcosm of your hometown, of your high school, so you don't get invited to a certain party. And then, you got to go through that moment where you're rejected, whatever. And it's so important because it's high school. And then everyone goes to college. And then that same person that didn't invite you to the party, what happens is when they go to college, they think they're so cool, right? They're joining a frat. And then they realize there's someone above them who's not really inviting them to the party. And then it hits them. And then they have a self-awareness moment that's like, damn. So then they come back and then they go and apologize to you. And it's like, that's great. I appreciate the apology and whatnot, but it's like, I'm actually sorry for you that you went through that. Like you really went through I'm the top predator and then another top predator ate you. And then now you realize you're not top of the food chain. And then you have to go through this whole fucking crazy, hero's journey to, come back to reality of like, hey, maybe I shouldn't have not invited you to. It's like,
yeah.
Sometimes people have to hit themselves against the wall just to realize that what they're doing is wrong. I'm not saying that you have to live your life in a bubble where You know, you get to watch everyone else fail and then like, oh, I'm not going to do that. You have to experience life. I get that. But there's certain things that's like, you watch people act a certain way and it's like, are you auditioning for a job? Like, are you auditioning for a movie or something? Because I know that's not a real thing that you're thinking right now. And they really convince themselves that it's real what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. Oh, just get home, wear a mask, you know, wait for the vaccine. Are you serious, bro? Like, that's it? You're just giving up completely? That's it? But you just said it right there. They're privileged enough to be able to leave their job, ship everything back to their house, reassemble their garage into an office. You know, it's like, must be really nice for you that you're able to, you know, relocate, you know, and just go into your garage, because 90% of everyone got their jobs, you know, iced out. Yeah. Most people, you know, they're out of a job right now, dude, and then they couldn't pay the rent. $1,200 was supposed to last you fucking, you know, 7 months. And then here's an extra quick little $600. So $1,800 was all they gave you in an entire 365 days. And some people still haven't gotten their money, but because there's a record of that money going to you, though you never got it, because there's a record of it, you now have to pay your taxes. So you got to pay back that $1,800 this coming tax season. You got to pay that back, bro. And when you don't pay your taxes, because you actually paid yourself from the future, but they make it that you have to pay that back into the federal government. And if you don't pay your taxes, you're about to go to prison.
Yeah.
It's almost like this was planned. Mm-hmm. But of course, you and I are conspiracy theorists because we're crazy.
Yeah.
I love this shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, okay, so then the other article. What are your thoughts on Queensland vaccine deal with CSL? The Australian government has terminated its agreement with Australian biotech company CSL Limited to supply 51 million doses of a COVID-19 vaccine after vaccine trial participants returned false positive test results for HIV. So Australia had hoped the protein vaccine would be available by mid-2021. People don't have until mid-2021, dude. And see, every other country in the world does Medicare for all, and or some kind of like single-payer healthcare system. We don't have until 2022 or 2024. We don't have until 2030 to finally get the conversation going so that we can maybe put it up to a vote. I need you guys to vote on it right now so I can see you say no so that I can vote your ass out. I don't have time to wait to make sure that, oh, well, you know, it's not the right time right now because there's not enough people that support it. I don't care, bro. I want you to say no. Instead of doing a 3-hour conversation, I'd rather the cop just pull me out the car and start beating the shit out of me so that we don't pretend and have to do this back and forth thing. Or technically, oh, it's because I disrespected you. That's why you pulled me out the car and started beating me up. Bro, just come do your shit, bro. Stop playing this weird game of chicken where like technically, you know, just go ahead and just like vote no on Medicare for all. Tell me that my health care is not a right in the middle of a pandemic. I need you to tell me that so I can vote you out, bro. We don't have time to wait on this shit. My bad. I'm like halfway through this coffee real quick, bro. I'm just on one right now.
Yeah, no, I finished my coffee. Just chilling on it, trying to. Let's see. What did you send that new link?
Yeah. It's it's those 2 articles.
All right, let's see. How the fuck did I? Okay. Here.
And while you're waiting for that, a weird tangent. Everyone needs to re-listen to "Ashes of the Wake" by Lamb of God. It's their greatest album. It's technically beautiful. Like I mean, like as far as like musically, like technical, it's a great album.
Yeah.
There's not a bad song on that album. I challenge you to tell me that any one of the songs is bad. Laid to Rest, Hourglass, Now You Got Something to Die For, The Faded Line, Omerta, Blood of the Scribe, Break You, One Gun, What I've Become, Remorses for the Dead, Ashes of the Wake. Not one of those songs is bad. They're all savage, bro.
Yeah.
Australia terminates, the University of Queensland. Yeah, and who is this company, CSL? What is that? CSL company. What the fuck is that? CSL Limited. What the fuck is that? Who are you? It's a pharmaceutical company. CSL Limited is a global specialty biotechnology company that researches, develops, manufactures, and markets products to treat and prevent serious human medical conditions. CSL's product areas include blood plasma derivatives, vaccines, anti-venom, and cell culture region used in various medical and genetic research and manufacturing applications. So in other words, they're just bullshit. You wrote an entire fucking 3 paragraphs to tell me that they're bullshit. All right, dude. God damn it, bro. We're letting corporations make these vaccines. You're telling me that Dr. Sebi needs a corporation to, just give you some herbs and earth better? You're telling me that that's a corporation, bro? Bro, it's right outside your window. Just go outside and get some vegetables. Eat, fucking get some exercise. What do you do? What are you waiting inside your house for? But then that's the slow burn of American, corporate, totalitarianism. The slow burn is that we can't technically do totalitarianism 1984 right away, because then people are going to figure it out. We got to slowly over 60 years, 70 years, we got to do things of control to let, and every one of those decades, we got to let you believe that you're giving up your rights, so that slowly but surely we're finally in a place of control, and there's nothing you can do about it because you gave away your rights. Because you can see it coming a mile away when I come through and try to take your rights. But what if I convince you to give me your rights? Then you can't argue with anyone when you're in the gulag. And there is no, fight it out and then you get to redeploy. Once you're in the gulag, it's over, bro. It's not a video game. But the new updates to Warzone are dope as fuck, bro. That new gulag is sick.
Yeah.
But on Friday, the Australian Prime Minister said that the university vaccine will not be able to proceed based on the scientific advice, with the vaccine plan. I think the decision we've made today should give Australia great assurance that we are proceeding carefully. We are moving swiftly, but not with any undue haste here. It's like, why are you speaking that way, dude? Like, why are you using fucking 14-syllable words? Just tell me that you're pulling out, dude. People are pretending to be smart.
Yeah, bro. It's no point of it. And when they're limited, anyways, you're not gonna. It's not gonna save you from the condition of being a human.
Yo, it's like, hey, I'm so happy that you convinced your girlfriend to get you a PS5, and I get that shit. But Merry Christmas, you're evicted. Who's got a TV to fucking play a PS5 now? Yeah. We're all in the streets, bro. I'm so happy you got your girlfriend, to guilt trip her into getting you a PS5. But everyone's so obsessed with no, stop ruining Christmas for me. They ruined Christmas already, dude. They ruined your year, but you're mad at me? They ruined your year, bro. But instead, see, again, you're a child of an alcoholic. You refuse to go up to your alcoholic mother or your father or your stepdad. You refuse to walk up to them and smack them across the face. And but what happens is you defend them and tell me that I'm the asshole for calling out your alcoholic stepdad. Ooh, you're so tough telling me I gotta stay 6 feet away from you, bro. You're so tough. Go yell at your mom real quick.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, bro. And it's so funny how people don't see what's about to happen. Or they're acting like they can't see.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I believe this is gonna conclude our podcast for today.
I'm telling seriously, bro. As negative as we can get, the underlying truth is that it's better to know that there's so much negativity around you, so then there's no excuse for you to be, or no, there's no excuse for you to not be positive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you want there to be all these supervillains around you so that you at least know where everyone stands. Yeah. It's almost like I'm so thankful for 2020, dude. Like, I don't know, it really has been a great year, bro. Yeah. In the sense that, like, we've all figured it out.
Yeah.
It's been a great year, I'm telling you, dude. This is like, I'm really happy about this year. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm weirdly upset that everyone is still acting like, oh no, we gotta do Christmas. Fuck Christmas, bro. It's a Friday. Like, it's just a Friday today, dude. Yeah. Jesus was born in March. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. All right.
And then, you know, there's that one picture that like, what's it called? It's like a meme that, you know, it's like a supposedly, you know, whatever, like it's in quotes. It's like a virgin gave birth, you know, whatever, you know, to a baby, and then 3 guys with gifts showed up. And then the caption says, "Hey, Joseph, I think you're the only one that didn't hit."
Yeah.
You know, we all know who Mary is, bro. I think you're the only one who doesn't know who Mary is.
Yeah.
No, that, you know, you can't say that because that's Jesus's mom. You know, whatever. But see, what's crazy though, is fucking when he was teaching the teachers at the temple. It's like, it wasn't just that he was teaching them. Like, they, grown men in their 40s and 30s and shit, they were sitting around cross-legged, crisscross applesauce, listening to God. Yeah. It's like, they know that there's a kid talking to them, but the words that were coming out, they were sitting around asking him questions.
Yeah.
They really, like, they knew that God was speaking to them. That's why they sat that way.
Yeah. Bro.
And then, you know, his parents were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." It's like, no, you understand. Thank you. Your son is I don't know who your son is, but your son is amazing. Like, thank you for your son. He's teaching me things. And that was unheard of, but that's what that was.
Yeah, bro. That's just what it is. That's, God is, God is like creating these experiences like for everything to be like, you know, happen, like all the potentials. Like that's what the whole, like, I don't know, that's how I see it. The ultimate type of part of his God's creation. You know, it's, yeah, man, so much stuff, so many things to kind of, yeah. But exactly like what you're saying. It's good to know, you know, where you stand. Kind of like with yourself every day. We have ourselves to, you know, to battle. Not really battle, either battle or, you know, enjoy, like, you know, be in a state of growth. You know, learning. You can be distracted or on something. You know, growing. So choose growth over distractions, and yeah. But definitely challenges do arise, and yeah, you're stuck with those challenges, and we all, yeah, so it's what it is. It's what you do about the situation.
Force the vote.
Huh?
You gotta force the vote. You know, whatever hashtag, who cares what it is, force the vote. Yeah. Get them to force the vote on Medicare for all.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I may not even support Medicare for all, it doesn't go far enough. You see what I'm saying? You gotta cover everything.
Yeah.
single payer, taxpayer dollar. You know, your doctor is just going to get a check from the government. Your doctor didn't change. They're not going to like switch him out with some guy. Like, oh, I'm the government doctor. No one does that. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You're either going to pay your doctor out of your pocket, or you're going to defer to Medicare for all. But here's where it gets dope as fuck. If you pay your doctor out of pocket, you can use that as a tax write-off, because you could have made the government pay the tab, but since you got the tab, you can now use that as a tax write-off. Tax write-off should be used for the working class in a way where, like, the government should be paying you in taxes. And they know that. That's why they make all these rules so that you can't do that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it would be easy as fuck. You'd be getting so much money back for every doctor visit that you went to and you paid out of pocket.
Yeah.
They know, dude. Obviously, no smart person would just sit on their hands and tell you to sit at home unless they knew that they weren't interested in helping you. They never were interested in helping you. They want you to get evicted. They want you to die in the street. They want you to be homeless. They don't want you to have a job, and they don't want you to be healthy.
Yep.
I'm left wondering, just like, how come you're still acting like they're your friends? That's what trips me out about people.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing that I blamed myself earlier today. You know, you gotta just kind of, with these government, you gotta give them. You don't have to tell them anything. Like, yeah, it's just, yeah, man. It's not. They're not consistent with you right away. It's just no point of view. You're like, you know, you want to just hold back on whatever, because yeah, because you're not gonna be there to really, you know, there's some help, but you know, you gotta pretty much you gotta create what your solutions are. Like, you know, you gotta do the study. You gotta embrace what you're going through, and you gotta be able to work towards a better experience. Because if you want to stay in that, I mean, you're just not gonna. It's not gonna be good for you. Yeah, that's why we're all blessed with a mind. So use it. No one else is gonna, you know, that only comes from God, and yeah, just be thankful that you have something that, you know, nothing else gave. Like, you know, take pride and be grateful, pretty much, be thankful, because without the mind, you wouldn't even know what's going on. You know, your conscious won't be here. you won't.
I mean, what a concept, right? Use your brain.
Because that's like pretty much like, yeah, don't let the world fool you of your abundance, what you can do. You know, we're, you know, boundless. They don't know what you're capable of, because yeah, the brain is beyond what we can imagine. You know, so it's definitely something.
All right, so I guess final question for you then, my brother. Are we on a flat Earth or not? What's going on? Is it a realm? Is it Idrisil, the life-giving tree? Are we in Midgard? What is this? Is Anubis real? What's going on here?
Bro, we're planets, bro. We're spheres. We're just not. Spheres. I don't know, man. Like, for me, I just feel like that makes the most sense. I don't know. Like, for me, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I don't, like, because yeah, supposedly, I don't know. I think everything has like a 2D presence, but at the same time is 3-dimensional. So that's why the planets look like they're just circles. But I think this is just that way. It looks like a circle, but it's more to it. It has depth. It has like a structure to keep it, to uphold it in our reality, because we're physical. God created this world, our existence, to be, you know, to take these steps, these baby steps to be a creation. So that's the whole thing, and that's just good. But yeah, it's yeah. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's a sphere. A giant complex.
Right, because it's a shape within a shape.
Yeah, it's a shape within the shape, and that's what completes the whole experience. Like, it's not just like, you know, it ties everything in. That's how everything can stay connected and managed. You know, any other way, it's just like, it's like we must be in that reality where, yeah, it's just like a Matrix, but it's a, I mean, not a matrix, but yeah, it's I mean, it is kind of because things do like beyond God, like our control. God, supernatural things that we may look like it's crazy to us because we're designed, but that stuff is still gonna happen. It's still it's because we're not perfect. So our the things we're gonna have to experience is gonna be some things.
So you're saying it's not flat?
Yeah, pretty much.
So what you're saying is you don't believe it's flat. What if I were to tell you? No, seriously. It's a fourth dimensional object, bro. It's one of those things where in the nothingness of space, only a circle can exist. You know, it's almost like when water erodes rock and shit and then it smooths it out. Circles are the perfect shape of the universe. Yeah. Shout out to homegirl Pam. That back in high school, she put me onto Tool, and also A Perfect Circle and Pussifer and shit. But shout outs to just like the idea that you never see yourself and feel yourself go through the circle, but you know that there's a circle. Yeah. Like there's that one Rick and Morty episode where like the planet is so small, like they go to like another planet or something, trying to like escape Jerry. No, they're going off to another planet trying to escape Rick, and then they try to go through the planet, but they just like bounce off the planet real quick. Oh shit, we're too big, kind of thing. And it's like, I'm describing it horribly, but like you never feel yourself go in the circle, but you know that you're going through the circle because eventually, then as you're falling through, then you see land like appear before you. Yeah. So there's like a shape inside this bigger shape. Yeah. Planets are all circles. Yeah, and planets are angels because it's a whole big thing. Enoch was a real person, bro.
Yeah, bro. Oh, shit. Let me see. I'm gonna find out where.
But he got taken up.
Now I was gonna look at the planet alignments real quick. Let me just see.
Yeah.
It already passed, right? It was supposed to happen last night.
Yeah, technically it was like yesterday. It ended around like 9 o'clock or something in like New York or something. So like 6:30 over here or some shit. But the first time in 27,000 years. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Stephen King, when he wrote It, the creature comes out every 27 years in the town of Derry. 27 is 3 squared. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 squared is it's 3 cubed. I'm sorry. 3 cubed is 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. 9 squared is 3. 27 is an important number. Everyone either overdoses or commits suicide when they're 27. So glory be to God. I love you all. But what's it called? And then 33 is when Jesus dies. But anyway, most prophets die at the age of 33. But then you start questioning yourself as far as like, if it really is a flat Earth, or if it really is a ball, if it really is like a realm and Idrisil, and like if it really is all this stuff, why are you trying to give me a vaccine though? Like what is a vaccine, bro? Like what are you doing? Yeah. There's fruits and vegetables. Do you not know about fruits and vegetables? Because Big Pharma is low key paying you to tell me that the only thing to do is take a vaccine. Yeah. Let me see your opinion without the receipt and the paycheck from Big Pharma. Let me see your opinion then. You really think that vaccines work? Well, off the record, I just want to let you know I don't really believe in this shit. Okay, well then there you go, dude. More doctors are telling you than like, sure, vaccine, but like, get your health up. But they're not allowed to tell you that because they get paid.
Yeah, so it's just like yeah.
The vaccine is not the issue. It's more like the way that they're low-key trying to force the vaccine on you.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
well,
he could have just been giving me healthcare in the
I
beginning
mean,
of this thing.
that's the thing. They're already laying out these services for that type of population. So there is gonna happen. Like these people that are they're gonna be supporting this type of they're giving up that, So that's just what it is, man. That's the
You know,
white.
there's this new cult.
That's
Yeah.
the white path. You gotta walk that narrow path. You gotta be out of the books of this of this story. You gotta be with Enoch, bro. You gotta have God take you. Just be like, hey.
You got to walk with God, bro.
You gotta walk with God.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And it's weird that, like, he walked with God for 300 years, but he gave birth to his son Methuselah when he was 65.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, 365 years, I get that. But, like, as soon as he gave birth to his son, then he found God in a weird way. Like, he always knew who God was, but he truly started walking with God as soon as he gave birth to his son. Like, he found, like, his real purpose, and then, he started walking with him.
Yeah.
And then, it's not that he predicted, it's just that these angels, they showed him what would happen. And again, it'll be like in the days of Noah.
Yep.
But there's this, I sent you a link, there's this, like, new cult, I guess, on YouTube where people are low-key, like writing out, like, spells, and then they're like cutting their fingers or whatever, and they're, like, painting the page with their blood. And it's like this entire thing that's going on, bro. It's not like two people. It's an ever-growing thing. It's called the Blood Over Intent cult. Blood Over Intent. It's crazy, dude.
So they're using the words to kind of like ripple affect their intentions with casting their intent into the blood of themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all blood right there.
That's all blood, bro. So people are, they write down, I intend to bring heaven and earth on this planet and to rid the world of evil and to, bring everyone into a greater sense of consciousness, and I love you all, whatever. And then you start spilling your blood and you start, like smearing it all over the page, and that's your spell.
Yeah, that's some nonsense right there. I'm looking at this crystal, this candle, this like shell looking thing, that little witch little pot thing, I don't know. That book. Yeah.
Witch pot thing. I don't know, that witch pot thing. No, it's a real thing though, dude. And see, all you're proving to me is that, if that stuff is real, dude, then the God I worship is also real.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's not real. No. You can't tell me that my God isn't real, but your God's real, who's telling you to make sure that there's 2 crystals put in there, there's a circle of stones, you got to make sure that the light is dim, there's a flower taken from the 4th petal of this thing or whatever. Okay, your God's real, but my God isn't. Okay, bro.
Yeah.
That's where every God is real. So now what's your excuse?
Yeah.
No one's playing the, they have a different God than me, and therefore, like, no. Every God's real. It's all gravy, bro. So why aren't you a good person now? Yeah. Jesus was just a hippie Hindu who found Buddhism. That's all it is. Because actually the story kind of goes that Siddhartha, who was, Prince Siddhartha, who was technically he was a Hindu, and then then he became Buddha because he sat underneath that tree. Who's to say that wasn't Jesus? Because it also says that after Jesus left, physically there was a person. After he went into the ascension, there was a physical presence of someone who was performing miracles in the country of India around that same time. So while the church was being built in the Mediterranean around the year like 40, 50 AD at the day of Pentecost, there's a guy in India doing stuff that is technically talking about the same stuff. That's actually historical.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We don't know how, yeah.
Jesus was Buddha. He was just teaching you, hey man, don't stop being impressed that I'm healing the sick. Be more impressed with the fact that there's a system of control telling you that that is not the way to go. That you're actually feeling that impressed with someone healing the sick that you don't stop and think, wait a minute, why am I paying bills to someone that is telling me to slit everyone's throat to make a buck?
Yeah.
Why don't we revolt against the system? Because healing the sick and feeding the 5,000, that's just Tuesday. It's not that important. It's not that grand of a concept.
Yeah.
It's only because you're under so much control from these reptilians that becomes this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, like that anime. They're saying like the reptilians are they don't have a heart, so they're kind of like more logical, and so and then like yeah, if they were to merge together, the human love or faith, then yeah, then they would make progress. But yeah, it's pretty much it, man. These data
Exactly.
reptilians, low vibration. They can't comprehend the fact that yeah, that we're a different type of creation, that we're able to just be in a different, you know, yeah. But yeah, man, you need both though. We both have you gotta have that logical way of analyzing situations and having that foundation of, you know, thinking, and then having that compassion and yeah, for one another. So that's just what it is. Can't be crazy. Can't let the reptilian brain take over. You gotta just be like, all right. That's just what
You
it
know,
is.
all is one, one is all.
Yeah.
You have to incorporate everything into one. Like, it has to be that way.
Yeah. It'll save yourself. It'll save yourself. Mainly. That's the only thing. That's just what it is.
You have to work on your relationship with God. It's an ever-growing process. There is no such thing as a good Christian or a bad Christian. We're all on a journey, dude.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a good Muslim. There's no such thing as a good, Hebrew. There's no such thing as anything, bro.
Yeah.
You're on a journey.
Yeah.
May God be with you. That's it, dude.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That concludes our talk for today.
The conversation continues. TCC. R.I.P. Nipsey.
Indeed. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Kobe, because the government killed him. So funny that the Dodgers won after 32 years, 32 and 2/3 year, because 32 and 2/3 is the highest degree of masonry that a black man can get.
Yeah.
You can't even reach the 33 and a third.
Yeah.
That's what's called the black boule. You're not necessarily at the table, you're just guarding the table. And I'm not saying that Kobe wasn't unclean. I'm just saying that he was used as a sacrifice.
Yeah.
The greatest basketball player of all time. Don't at me. Because fucking... A double team was an open shot for him. You had to make sure you triple teamed him. And he still would find a way to find the weakest link to be able to get and pivot. That pivot game was too on point, bro. You can't find me another basketball player that can pivot like that.
Yeah.
And Allen Iverson had the greatest line ever. What do you mean practice, though? There's no such thing as practice. You're doing things. Even if it's just a friendly scrimmage basketball game, why aren't you playing like it's serious? It's just like what's going on out here, bro. Why are you playing like it's just practice? Do things. Do things because every single action is like reality. There is no such thing as practice.
Yeah.
The greatest line ever, bro. That needs to go down in the history books as like the greatest thing someone ever said, bro. That's like fucking like someone needs to fucking like make a t-shirt like that. What the fuck are you talking about, practice? Like what are you talking about? And then that reporter got so offended and he got so uncomfortable with Allen. It's like, what? Bro, you asked the stupidest question ever. Oh, well, how do you guys, react to, when you guys are doing practice? Practice? What the fuck are you talking about? What is this practice? I show up 3 hours early. I stay 4 hours later. What are you talking about? We're playing basketball.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
James
thing.
Harden.
That's the thing with these words, because they could consume like how you approach things, and like yeah, that's the thing, man. This whole language thing. You got to be able to use it wisely, because that stuff will get in your head, and it'll keep you from reaching certain areas of growth. So yeah, you got it's essential. Don't over. Yeah.
James Harden is the real Charles Barkley of the NBA. The real GOAT that never won a ring. James Harden. But I'm telling you, man, video games are like, it's really sad that video games suck now. We're in 2020. You're telling me that you've been working on a video game for 7 years and it's still glitchy? Go fuck yourself. Fuck your $80 game, bro. It's not worth it. You're glitching out after. This is 2020. You're telling me that microprocessors are so, we got megahertz. You're telling me all this other shit and my game is glitching?
Yep. Alrighty.
I'm bringing it back to Disney too. It's like, you're telling me that, like, you're spending $700 million and the best you got is a bunch of just close-up shots where everyone has their mask off? That's it? I just paid $20 to see Robert Downey Jr. talk to Tom Holland? That's it? That's literally the movie? What am I doing here? It was an entire waste of a decade. I wasted 10 years of my life giving Disney money. Those movies suck, bro.
Yeah. All right.
I can't wait for fucking when they start doing the X-Men, dude. I can't wait for them to like fuck up Wolverine and then, oh, that's Wolverine. All right, dude, great. I'm happy that's your Wolverine. Uh-huh.